Okay, I want to demonstrate what you can do with Deplyr. I have a simple game here. It's a Flappy Bird clone using a rocket ship on Mars. And basically, I want to start by adding or keeping track of high score. I want the high score to be on the screen. So let's go ahead over to this left pane and type in what we want. Okay, so we got the score displaying on the screen. And as you can see as I play, the score goes up. Okay, next I want to keep track of the high score. So let's go ahead and type that in. And there we go. It's been added now. And I can try it out. Great. That's working as we want. Next, I want to be able to store the high score. So let's go ahead and save this and head on over to the backend. So we have a front end, back end, and data tab. And the backend is where I can add essentially code snippets that run on the server side. So let's create a new action called save high score. And an action is essentially just a code snippet. And it populates just some template code for us here. And what we want to do is save a high score and a name to the KV store, to our key value store. So in the data tab, we have a key value store. And here I'm going to go ahead and populate this with some the two keys that we just discussed. So a top score and a top score name. Okay, let's head on back over to the backend tab. And let's put in our prompt to have it store data that's sent to it from the front end into the KV store. Okay, so the code is there now, pretty straightforward. I have to make a few fixes here. We're working on fine tuning, so a lot of these issues are going to go away, but right now it's very, very early stages. So let's head back over to the front end tab and let's put in the prompt to have it save the score after the game is over. Okay, so the change has been applied. Let's give it a try. I don't see anything here, so I'm just taking a quick look at the code. And what I'm going to do is actually navigate to the site itself. So I can go to the share tab, copy the link, and then open it in another tab. And let's see, maybe it's using the browser alert, which it is. So I want to change that. Now, what happens here is for the next 10 minutes, I am pretty much debugging why I can't save it. So I'm going to fast forward through that part. Just to recap, essentially what happened is, one, I wanted to have a modal on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, put a modal on the screen. And two, I determined that there's just a small flaw in the logic, which I was able to determine from actually using the Chrome developer tools and just setting a breakpoint. So let's just give this a moment to catch up. And here I am just setting the, fixing that logic issue. It was just losing track. I wasn't keeping track of the high score once it was updating it after game over. So let's head back over and just try that out. I can enter my name. Okay, so it's actually calling it, but then I find out there's another issue, minor issue here, just the backend endpoint isn't being called correctly. So I'll just fast forward through the debugging again. And all together, so this kind of back and forth is about 10 to 15 minutes total. So anyway, I made that fix. Let's head back on over to the app and try it out. Let's put in my name, and then we can verify that it successfully calls the backend. Let's head on over to the KV store, and we can see that the data is there. So the next thing we want to do is actually display the high score. So to do that, we're going to create another action, and this time it's basically just to fetch the high score info. So that'll be the name of the action. And then let's describe what it should do. Essentially, it's just pulling data from the KV store and returning that. And obviously, these are very straightforward use cases of actions, but as you can imagine, if you're connected to Google Sheets or Airtable, or you need to do some sort of logic or data transformation or something like that, you can leverage the actions in that way. So this has been implemented. And I'm just going to add a console log statement here just for fun. And this is something that shows in the log widget. And let's modify the front end to fetch this information when the game starts up. Okay, now you can see that there is some new text added there underneath the start game button, but it showed that it was unable to load. I'm just taking a quick look to see if maybe there's some issue here in the code, but actually I didn't find anything. And we just hit save and we load up the app and find that it's working. So as you can see, that's being pulled from there. And then let's just get it tested out one last time. And then we can add the new high score, which is 695. It works, hit refresh, and the new score is there. This was just a quick and fun demonstration of how you can use Deplyr's front-end and back-end actions. Obviously, you can do a lot more with other services. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.